Hi, I'm Eric Wallane with Roberta's Unique Gardens, and I'm going to take you through a step-by-step process of planting your own grapevines. You can have your own vineyard. Depends how big you want to go. First thing that we did is remove some sod down here. I took a 4-foot path and just removed the sod. I got it rented a machine because it's a lot easier than using a hoe. And you just get big strips like this that you can discard. And now when you have the land prep like this, it's a great opportunity to add organic matter. So our next step is going to be bringing in some leaf mold, and then we're going to rototill that in. And the reason I'm going to use the leaf mold is because it's free here in our local community. You can use aged cow manure, compost, anything that you have readily available to help increase the drainage of the soil. If you have real clay type soil, that's not really good for growing grapes. And remember, you do want to put them on the south exposure because the grapes need a lot of sun. So I'll see you later. Okay, as you can see, I've got big piles of leaf mold spread apart across the area that we pulled up the turf from. So now, to make it really easy, we're just going to rototill that in before we plant. That's going to give us the fast draining soil that grapes love. Okay, now that we've rototilled the leaf mold into the soil, it's nice and fluffy, we're going to have to install our post. I'm using 4x4 treated post, and I'm going to put mine about every 10 feet. So depending on how big you want to go. So let's get that going. Okay, we got our post up, and I've got one last grape to plant, so I want you to plant that one with you. So here we go, we're going to dig a nice size hole. And I planted the grapes about every 18 inches, which might seem a little close, but I was recently in Italy and Switzerland, and they had theirs really close. Normally I'd keep mine at least 2 foot apart, but they had them close, so that's what I'm doing here. It's pretty easy to dig since we rototilled it. Now let me grab one of them. It's in this nice corrugated pot, and that keeps everything moist, but we did water them, and we keep them moist before planting, and we're going to water them after planting. That's really important. Take off the packaging. Basically, it's just like a paper towel holding moisture around the roots. And I like to break these up because you want your roots to grow out. Spread the roots out in the hole as well as you can. But also, my bamboo stake. I put a bamboo stake in each one just to get it started because they are vine, they do need to climb, and that's why we put the post up. Eventually this is going to be climbing on the wire that we're going to install next through the post. So tap it down. Next thing you're going to want to do, get a little twisty tie. Got one in my pocket. And we're going to take the main vine here, and I'm just going to twist tie this onto the bamboo stake. And all these other vines, this might be a hard thing for you to do at home, but it's important. Cut them off. You only want one. That's going to give you the best growth. So all these other vines, we're just going to snip them off, and that'll give you better production out of your main vine. And the main vine, it's been in that little container for a while. It's a little stringy. I'm going to cut it down to maybe 5 or 6 eyes. And now it's really going to go to town, and we'll run our wires next, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, here is the wire, and we used this little wire rope clip. We ran it through that. And then there's a wire protector here, which is great. Over here is the eye bolt. And the eye bolt goes through the 4x4. You can see right here I've got a washer and then I've got the bolt. So all you have to do to tighten your wire up, which we put the first wire at 32 inches off the ground, you can just spin it like this and hold the bolt, and it's going to get nice and tight. And that's going to give your grape support. But the top one is 5 foot up. We did the same exact thing, and then next year the grapes are going to be up here, and I'll let you see that because I'm going to come back next year and show you how tall they did and how, what kind of success that we had. So we'll see you next year. Okay, it's been about 1 year since we started this project, and all the grapes have done great. They all came up and they've grown vigorously, so we're really happy about that. What I tried to do was to have the grapes, I think it's called this Hudson River umbrella kind of system, where the grape will come up. I let 2 vines come up, and I'd take one to the right, one to the left. The middle wire we put up is really just for support so the vine doesn't go back and forth, and then the grapes will be on the top hanging down. So next year we should have a lot of grapes. If you just get your vine established the first year like this, concentrate next year on trimming it, you can get grapes for 50 plus years, producing year after year after year. But you really don't have to go to all this work to enjoy grapes. You can run it along a fence, you can put it on a trellis, put it on an arbor, really about anywhere, and just enjoy a couple plants if you want. I'm Eric Wallane with Roberta's Unique Garden.